The Wild Swans, retold by StarDreams.
In a distant kingdom, the queen had 11 brave sons and one kind daughter. Knowing her time was short, she summoned her youngest princess, Eliza, to her side.
Eliza, I will leave this world, but I know you will protect your brothers. You must be brave and clever, the queen said weakly. I will, mother. I will take care of them, Eliza replied, tears in her eyes. Soon after, the queen passed away, and the king eventually remarried a lady who was quickly discovered by the people to possess dark magic. Driven by deep jealousy, the new queen decided to eliminate the threat posed by the princess and her brothers. She cast a terrible curse, turning the innocent princes into swans one by one. Overnight, the princes were transformed into swans and flew far away. Eliza awoke to find her brothers gone. Brothers, where are you? Eliza called out, her voice echoing through the empty halls of the castle, her heart heavy with concern and longing for her siblings. The evil queen went further against the innocent Eliza. She spread rumors that Eliza had contracted a strange illness, and for the safety of everyone in the palace, she must be banished to a distant countryside. Eliza wandered the countryside alone, her heart filled with worry for her brothers and uncertainty about her future. She shivered in the cold wind, reminiscing about the warmth of the palace and the happy time she spent with her brothers, tears involuntarily sliding down her cheeks. After being banished to the countryside, Eliza embarked on a journey to find her brothers, accompanied by loneliness and despair. One day, as she traversed a seemingly endless forest in search of any clue to find her cursed brothers, hunger and fatigue finally overwhelmed her. Under the dark shade of trees, she collapsed, unconscious. At that moment, a kind woman appeared. She gently helped her up, gave her water, and provided her with a piece of bread. When Eliza opened her eyes, she saw the woman's concerned gaze. Thank you. You saved me, Eliza said weakly. You look very weary. You must have faced many hardships, the woman replied with a smile. Eliza shared her story with the woman, including her mission to find her 11 cursed brothers. After listening, the woman pondered for a moment and then said, I haven't seen 11 princes, but there is a tranquil lake beyond the forest. Every dawn, I see 11 beautiful swans wearing crowns fly from the lakeside across the sky. Perhaps they are your brothers. Hearing this, a new hope ignited in Elisa's heart. Eliza searched until she found the 11 beautiful swans by the lake. When the swans transformed back into human form, she was shocked to recognize her brothers. It's me, brothers. I've finally found you. Eliza rushed towards them, tears swirling in her eyes. They embraced each other, their long-lost affection making the moment extraordinarily touching. Everyone was too moved to speak. We thought we'd never see you again, Eliza, one brother choked out. How could I give up on you? I've been searching for you no matter the obstacles, Eliza said, wiping away her tears, her voice firm. The new queen has cast a spell on us. By day, we are swans, and only at night can we regain our human form, the eldest brother explained. After Eliza reunited with her brothers, they knew they had to leave the dangerous land to find a new sanctuary. Facing the imminent storm, the brothers decided to weave a large basket to carry Eliza across the treacherous mountains in their swan form. Using branches and vines from the surroundings, they crafted a large basket, each fiber infused with their love and protective wishes for their sister. Once the basket was completed, they carefully gripped it with their beaks, allowing Eliza to sit inside. Together they took flight, braving the upcoming storm. The tempest roared like a furious beast in the night sky, thunder booming and lightning cleaving the heavens, but they faced it undaunted. As they finally crossed the mountain peaks, leaving the storm behind, Tranquility and dawn greeted them. On a quiet night, Eliza knelt before the cave, praying to God for a way to break her brother's curse. Her voice was tender and determined, tears streaming down her cheeks. The stars seemed to listen, and the moonlight gently illuminated her. Suddenly, a voice whispered on the wind, "Eliza, your faith and love are the keys." Startled, Eliza looked around, but saw no one. "Who's there?" she asked, her voice echoing in the silence. "Fear not, for I am a guardian of this land," the voice replied, now as gentle as the moonlight itself. "The nettles you seek, those which grow in the churchyard, they hold the power to weave the salvation you desire. You must weave 11 long-sleeved coats from nettles. During this process, you must remain silent, or your brothers will lose their lives," the fairy instructed clearly and firmly. "But how can I weave them without speaking? The pain is unbearable, and I cannot risk a single cry," Eliza whispered, her resolve flickering like the stars above. "The path of true love is silent," the voice soothed. "Let your actions speak, Eliza. Your silence will not be in vain. For the love you bear, your brothers will protect you." Eliza resolved to weave the 11 coats from nettles, a task both arduous and painful, for the nettles stung her terribly. Despite the pain, Eliza bravely gathered the sharp nettles, her fingers bleeding from their thorns. Each time she collected enough nettles, she began to weave them into coats. "I am willing to endure all this pain, just to see you free again," Eliza whispered to herself in her heart. When her brothers noticed Eliza's injured hands, they were filled with guilt and sorrow, realizing the extent of her sacrifice to break their curse. The youngest brother, tears streaming down his cheeks, reached out, his tears dropping onto Eliza's hands. "I wish I could take all this pain away," he sobbed. Miraculously, where his tears touched her wounds, the pain ceased and the blistering burns from the nettles disappeared. One day, the barking of hunting dogs, one after the other, led the hunting party, including the young king of the country, to the cave's entrance. The handsome king was deeply captivated by Eliza's kindness and mystery, kindling querying how she came to be there. The king inquired, "Who are you? How come you live alone in this cave?" Eliza remained silent, fearful that any word might endanger her brothers. Seeing Eliza's silence, the king thought she was mute. He decided to take her back to the palace, promising her a life of happiness in his castle. In that ancient kingdom, Eliza was known by everyone for her extraordinary kindness and resilience. However, the archbishop was convinced that Eliza was linked to dark magic, especially when she went to the church graveyard at night to gather nettles. Eliza was unaware that the archbishop had secretly followed her while she collected the nettles. "I saw it. She was conversing with the dead," the archbishop told the king during a court meeting, his eyes flashing with unease. "Eliza must be a witch." The king shook his head. "Eliza's heart is pure. She couldn't possibly be involved with dark matters. Do you have concrete evidence for your accusation?" "She was in the graveyard, talking to spirits," the archbishop insisted, fully believing in his own judgment. During her trial, accused of witchcraft by the archbishop, who believed her gathering of nettles in the churchyard was evidence of her guilt, Eliza could not defend herself. Her silence, a shield to protect her brothers, now seemed to seal her fate. As Eliza was taken to the execution site, her prison cart passing through the crowded streets, whispers quickly turned into loud jeers. "Look there! It's the witch!" a voice cried out, sharp as a knife. "Leave our village, witch!" a young man shouted, his face twisted in anger and fear. Yet even as she was led to execution, she continued to weave the nettles into coats, her resolve unbroken. The mocking crowd, the rattling chains of the execution cart, None could deter her spirit. As the execution drew near, a flock of swans appeared in the sky, circling low around Eliza. "This is a sign from the heavens, proving she is innocent." Many in the crowd murmured amongst themselves, their voices carrying a mix of awe and realization. Eliza took a deep breath and began to toss the nettle coats to her brothers, one by one. With every coat she threw over a swan, a brother regained his human form until all were free from the curse. "Eliza!" her brothers shouted, their eyes filled with tears of joy and disbelief. The crowd was stunned, the guards shocked into inaction. As Eliza cast the last coat, her final brother transformed, and her task was complete. Smiling through her tears, Eliza knew her perseverance had paid off. Her beloved brothers were saved. "Now I can speak," she proclaimed. "I am innocent." Eliza was released, and she and her brothers embraced, their tears mingling in a pure expression of love. Years passed, and Eliza and her brothers lived happily, their story forever etched in the kingdom's history, a reminder that the true power lies in the love of family. Whenever Eliza's name was mentioned, people remembered the brave girl who defined the essence of true love and sacrifice with her actions.